All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is the continuation of my RDR2 blind playthrough of 2025, or for 2020 and 2025. There we go. And this, I'm recording it as of late Wednesday night. It's going to be your Friday episode. This is what I've been calling my chill episode, or our chill episode. It really just kind of translates to we're not doing any missions. This is just tooling around, getting to know people in the camp, going to town, hunting, anything like that. Stuff that doesn't have to do with accomplishing missions or pushing storylines forward, but simply just existing in the game world. So today, the plan is to, for the first time, I'm going to try and rob a train. Now, I did watch a video. I see Arthur's at average weight. That's good. I watched a video, and he robbed a train going to Ansburg, I think. And there was a specific method he used to stop in a tunnel and stuff like that. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to learn the process. So, but I watched it to get an idea on just kind of how it's done. So we'll see if I can accomplish that. My horse, oh my gosh, my horse is malnourished. So I need to go feed my horse. She is clean. What else might be going on here? Health, stamina, deadeye. Story online. I think I need ammo. Pistol. Peter. Need pistol. Oh, darn it, I had it. Shoot, if the guy could just stop on the farging thing, my God. Alright, there we go. I don't think I have a revolver. This is something that throws me off. I'm always asking about it, and I keep forgetting what the answer is. But I know that there's a difference between a pistol and a revolver. I just don't ever remember the name or the difference. I'm gonna grab those. Okay. Let's go feed the horse. Now, this is picking up right where we left off in last episode, so it's late in the day. It's almost 3:30 p.m. So I'm going to feed our horse. That's number one. Then I'm going to go make ammo. Horse car, because we can make split, I forget what it's called. This is not what I'm wanting to do. Here we go. It's hard to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
There you go.
Need to feed her a lot. I'm gonna basically go through every carrot I got on me. And then I think we'll be okay.
Here, girl.
Okay. Let's head on to here.
Arthur.
Split point. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so effects. Crafts one split point cartridge, slightly increases damage, and slower deadeye drain when chambered. Okay. Craft. There we go. This is going to take a little while. but we got nothing but time. We're just waiting to go to sleep and then actually get this whole operation started
Arthur?
in the morning. Who's saying hello? Abigail. Just clicking away. So I heard that Dan Bongino is really starting to just day 2, and he's already looking into stuff and getting some things done to clean up the FBI. The FBI was ideologically captured, in my opinion. You know, these institutions we have, they're not supposed to lean one way or the other, but that's kind of the opposite of what the reality is, I think. So we're trying to get them cleaned out from those kinds of people. And apparently Bongino is already paying dividends on that on just simply day 2 of him being officially sworn in. I have heard that Kash Patel is reporting that the FBI is making tons of arrests of bad guys out there, which is good because for the past 4 years, it felt like the FBI, you know, it was like you had that Bart Simpson meme. Every time we would have like a school shooting, you know, or something like that, it would be say the meme, Bart, say the meme, or say it, and then he would say known by the FBI or suspect known to the FBI. Because the FBI was more concerned about parents being livid and outraged that there's porn in their school libraries for the kids. And the FBI was treating them like they were domestic terrorists. I mean, they actually, I remember Merrick Garland came out and was saying stuff like that. That's insane. And what the FBI wasn't doing was they weren't out there arresting people that were causing real, actual problems and were real threats and actually literally murdered people. It was just such a disgrace. And it was ideologically captured and just engaging in some really insane levels of subversion. So I'm very happy to hear that the FBI is no longer spending its resources on trying to locate pissed off parents yelling at their school boards for allowing and mandating their kids read from highly graphical, pornographic stories and gay sex and all that stuff from books, which the parents have every reason, like normal people. You have to be a crazy person. I don't mean, you know, you hear the word insane thrown around a lot, but I mean this in the literal sense. Like, we need to bring back asylums. Somebody who supports that stuff or even makes any semblance of trying to excuse it away is not mentally well. So, it's very good to hear that the FBI is no longer looking at that, and they are now out there looking for people that are actually acting in coordinated efforts to subvert the nation or cause domestic terrorism. I've heard that a congressman has submitted a bill to equate swatting to domestic terrorism. No, not domestic terrorism. It would be equated to attempted murder. Whoa, man. Whoa!
You're a marked man in the state of Lemoyne!
Oh my gosh. That was funny, man. Those are bounty hunters. I forgot. I've got a bounty on me. I actually need to go pay this thing. I need to go do this ASAP, man. These guys are after us. I think I just took a cannon shot. Can I ride through this gauntlet? I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly what swatting is. The entire purpose is to put you in a position that you run a high risk of getting killed. And the floor on a swatting operation is to humiliate and cause great fear and inconvenience to your life. That's the floor. The hope is that you get smoked. And so it is attempted murder. So I hope that passes. I have heard that these Tesla operations that we know are being funded. This isn't grassroots. There are people that get caught up in it because they're young and impressionable, or they're just easily, like, it feeds into their confirmation bias, and they're indoctrinated and pre-set up. And so the more momentum you can get going, even if it's AstroTurf and it's paid actors, you can also pull in some people who are willing to die for the cause, so to speak, or take real risk. But mostly, these people are not activists. They are criminals that are getting a paycheck. They're doing it for the money, not because of what they believe in. I need to pay bounty.
Good Lord, it can't be worth it.
There we go. All right. And so what I've heard is that the FBI is arresting people, not just in that area, but that area included, and that it's being at least proposed. It might actually just be a factual now, that if you get caught taking part in this assault on Tesla owners and their cars and stuff, or Tesla factories, or if you get caught bankrolling it or administrating it, organizing it, you're facing 5 years minimum. And I think that's absolutely appropriate, because this isn't just a case of a few kids in a specific locale. You know, spring break Florida, and they've been hyped up from a college class they took, and it's 7 of them, and they go out and they key 3 Teslas in their local area. That's a whole different situation. No, this is an organized nationwide effort that's got funding behind it, that has an express intent of trying to sow chaos and go against the express will of the people in the political direction they've decided to go in. Right? That puts it on a whole nother level. It's no longer just vandalism. I think it can enter into the area of not treason. There's another word. I can't remember what it is. For some reason I want to say subversion, but it feels like it's a different word than that also. I'm trying to find where I'm going to set up camp. What time is it? Yeah, it's about time.
Yep.
It's not treason. I don't think it's subversion. There's another word that has to do with whenever you're a national security threat. You're engaging in things that put the nation at risk. That end up putting you into a higher category of crime. So that's another thing I'm real excited about. I'm pretty convinced that most of these people, like I said earlier, they're not ideologues who are willing to die for the cause, so to speak. You know, and that's not a left or a right thing. You know, for example, whenever I was in the military, I was 100% prepared to die for foreign children whose dad had been kidnapped, and they grew up and became adults and never heard what happened to them. I was willing to pay the ultimate price, trying to defend them and get them an answer, even though they're foreign, just because I believe that that's a form of evil, and I'm willing to put my life at risk for that. You don't have to pay me. You know, I mean, I did get paid. I was in the military, but I really believed in that, you know. So that knife cuts both ways. And I'm saying most of the people that are doing this, most of them, I don't believe are ideologues. They're not willing to die for a cause. What they are is collecting a paycheck. And maybe a few others are idealists, but you make a couple of these people pay the iron price. I guess I should be careful with that. That's a term from Game of Thrones, and it really does, like, they meant like plunge a sword into your body and kill you, and that's not what I'm referencing. I don't mean shoot them, right? I mean heavy consequences. You go to prison for 5 years, that's a heavy consequence. That's your minimum sentencing. And I'm pretty certain it will act as a heavy deterrent to the vast majority of these people. And I would love it if we could get some of the people that are financing and organizing in the background. Foot soldiers are kind of easier to replace, you know, but people who are trained up in how to lead this, like a field officer. Yeah, this is what I need to do. Sleep till morning. And the people who bankroll these things, the higher up you go, the fewer people are in that class. So if you eliminate a few, the bench gets depleted, right? So I would love to see that happen, and start seeing people that are finally determining it's not worth the cost. The payoff is not worth the risk.
Hey there, girl.
I've always believed in that. You got to make the risk outweigh the reward, and a whole lot of things when it comes to law, so that people are incentivized. To me, it's like boxing. There's an adage in boxing called walking through punches. When you face an opposing fighter, if you find out that they don't have the power to really hurt you, you are no longer very concerned with defense. And you can start just taking whatever punches that they have. Like, they can connect with you on the face, but it's not doing any damage to you. They're not strong enough. It's not strong. There's some technicalities involved here, but they don't have knockout power. Your chin can weather more than they can, than the heat they can throw. And now you can just go full offense with no fear of blowback. That's a very dangerous fighter. You're in a lot of trouble when you have a fighter who realizes you can't hurt them, because now they can take a whole lot more risks. And to me, that's what these lefties and these criminals have been facing for a while, is that the consequences are just not nearly dire enough. In most cases, they're completely non-existent. And so you make it be known that if you're going to come at me, you are going to get a face full of war. And now all of a sudden they think twice about it. You know, I think it just leads to a more civil society. Look at the game we're playing. There's a lot of people that say the Old West was not really as crazy as what we make it out to be, because everybody carried a gun. So you were actually incentivized to be a whole lot more civil. than in other places, because you could lose your life if you talk the wrong way to somebody. And you never knew. They're a stranger to you. You don't know what their cutoff point is. So you watched your mouth. All right, here we go.
Hello again, sir.
We are going to purchase a train ticket. And I'm just going to take Riggs Station.
Here you go.
Because this is basically just practice. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, shoot. We might be screwed. I need dynamite, and I don't know if I have it on me. This is a weird camera angle. Okay. Acting in a threatening manner to passengers will initiate the robbery. I'll make sure about something. I think it's right here. Yes, okay, we're good. And then here we got regular. Let's go split point. Split point. Put everything away, bro. Put it all away. Once the robbery has started, passengers that you have not yet robbed in the car you are currently in will be marked on the radar. Okay. Sit. I'm waiting to see if this train takes off. How many cars do we have? Oh, there's a number. And then you got the caboose at the back. Okay, here we go.
Wait.
I don't know if the horse followed or not. But you're supposed to do that. Now, from what I understand, from the video I watched, we don't really want to rob them right away. We want to kill the guns.
Whoa! Where the hell do you think you are? Go to hell! I'm gonna end
Ah, son of a gun, I forgot to put my mask on.
you. Something's going on back there. See you in hell. I'm gonna kill you. Die.
Wanted crime report. Who's out there? Arthur
What
Morgan.
the hell you trying at?
They know it was me.
Son of a bitch. God, please help.
Hey, get on this thing. How do I get up here?
Oh my God.
Oh, there we go. X button. $50 bounty. This dude took off.
Time's up. You're not getting out of here alive. Once I start, I won't stop.
Where are you at? Oh, there you are.
No more John!
We got Law closing in. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought she had a baby in her
I'm
hand.
gonna need everything you got.
Okay, okay, it's yours. Jesus, don't let this
Give it to
happen.
me.
Here, take this. And just please, please don't hurt me.
Hand over all your money now.
Yeah, just
Quick.
take it.
You deaf? I said hand
Okay,
over what
take
you
it.
got. Give me everything you got on you. I ain't playing.
Okay, stop it. You can have the money.
Are you deaf or stupid? Hand it over now.
This is all I have.
Come on. I will kill you right here.
Just take it.
We got guys right outside the train.
Oh, please, God, no.
Maybe they're down there.
All your money now. Don't make me ask twice.
All right, it's yours.
Hurry up or I swear.
Okay, fine. Here.
You deaf? I said hand
Take
over
it,
what
just
you
take
got. Give it to me.
Of course,
Take it.
I need help.
Just don't hurt me.
Okay, here's a safe. Search cabinet. Bounty is $65 now. Not sure why. I don't need cigarettes, so close that cabinet. What about you? I guess I was further away, or not far enough away. Pocket watch. Bill stack. Okay. Bounty is now up to $75. Hair tonic. Is this worth it? There are other trains that have more stuff. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, nothing there. Let's go back to the last car. Canned salmon, sure. Herbivore bait. $90. Why does it keep ticking up? That's what I don't quite understand. Anything else in there? Doesn't look like it.
Yep.
$105 bounty. What happens if we kill some of these people down here? $145 is just going up.
Yep.
Okay, the law is searching. Well...
Come on.
Oh, dome, man. Okay, we'd better just go ahead and go. God, look at all the blood spatter on my horse from getting shot.
You good, girl?
Well, they know who I am. So we better go pay this bounty. I need to take care of my horse. Stamina. My horse is remarkably okay. Even though she just got shot to hell. I guess I used it anyway. Okay. Well, fine. But her health is ticking up. Alright, well, I mean, we'll have to do this again another time, because I don't think I made very much money there. Where do I have to pay this? I need to go to a town that I'm not wanted in. So I can pay this bounty. Yeah, I think my bounty is more expensive than the money I made. I didn't really see how much money I made. But it didn't feel like there was very much. It was only one safe and a few passengers.
Hey, move! Yeah.
All right. Coming up on the town of Strawberry, I think it is. Yeah, Strawberry. Well, hold up there. Okay. Freight depot. Ice Trader, Strawberry Depot, Freight and Cable Office.
Well, back at last. I thought you might have hightailed it yonder. Well, look who stirred the hornet's nest.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
All them ill-gotten gains. Right back to Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Ain't you right about that?
Thank you.
I'm sure
That,
you're aware of what you look like, right?
That wasn't That wasn't profitable in the least. Alright, guys. Right about 35 minutes. We're gonna take a leisurely stroll back to camp. Probably do some hunting while I'm on my way. How are we doing on player weight? Average. Okay. And what about my horse, since she did get shot? She's fit. 9% core. Cleanliness is fine. Okay. She's looking pretty good. Both of us are looking pretty good. Arthur is going to have to eat again at least once today, but right now he's sitting at average. Maybe I don't need to go hunting. Because I do have, I think I've got quite a bit of money on me. What about herbs? Kind of need to always be on the lookout for herbs. I don't see anything right now. But looky here. We got moving water. And mint can be found near... Yeah, there's some herbs over there. Mint is found near rivers.
Easy.
There we go. Ease up. Okay. Burdock root. Well, the horse will like that. That's also found near water. Black Beauty will appreciate it. All right. What might we have here? Bulrush, I assume? Yep. Ah, wild mint. Exactly what I was looking for. This is the good stuff right here. Okay, so I need to remember. It looks kind of like, well, I don't know this for sure because I don't actually know what it looks like, but it makes me think of lilac. Because it's kind of purple. And it's on like a straight stalk. Now, that's what I mean. It's like, whenever I say the word lilac, I know what lilac is as far as a scent. What's going on there? Why was that flashing? But I can't really think of what the actual flower looks like. I can't get a picture in my mind. So I don't know if it grows on a straight stalk like that or not. I know orchids do. Okay, there's some stuff out here. Hummingbird sage. So, going back to the stuff I was talking about with the politics, and really, you know, I talk politics a lot because it's, for me, the lens. I've said this before, but it's the lens that I understand the broader picture the best through. For other people, it may be other things, but what I am actually looking at is culture and society and how a society functions and whether it has laws and traditions and I guess acceptable behavior patterns that lead to a more flourishing life for human beings, or maybe we could say the majority of the population, or whether it hurts humanity or the majority of the population. You know, and I think that we're in a society right now that caters to the extreme fringe minority. And I don't think that that's natural. I think that's astroturf, and it's been socially engineered. And so I'm very excited. I really believe that what's happening right now is that law and order is back, and these people that have been on the other side of that and have been trying to engineer a society for the interests of a very few are being forced into the open. They're being forced to expose themselves more and more. I think this is really not necessarily designed this way. I'm not thinking in terms of like 4D chess, but I think pragmatically and effectively speaking, I suppose, what's happening here is basically a sting operation. People are being flushed out and forced to expose themselves for who they are, what side they play for. They're having to do some of the most outlandish things.
There we go.
You know, there's a phrase out there right now that even liberals are talking about, from the talking heads and stuff, in that I guess the way that things are structured right now with the expectations on each side, that the left is being forced to take the 20% side of every 80-20 issue. That's the way that I hear it phrased. Because their own side is so rabid and has been gaslit into believing some of the most hysterically inaccurate. Hysterically isn't the right word. I don't mean funny. Hysterical as in hysteria, like not mentally balanced and wholly inconsistent with reality. Some of the most they've been gaslit into believing some of the most outlandish accusations. You know, for most of these people that are screaming about the rise of fascism and Nazis taking over, if you were to ask them about their moral stance
Keep your distance. Got a criminal here.
and what they claim to be against, then I stand with them completely. I would even venture to say that in the vast majority of cases, I know more about it than they do because I've looked into it. I've spent like actual personal time and lots of it digging into what all exactly happened in that time frame, how and why. And so I would stand with them. It's just so their assertions are not what I disagree with. It's their presuppositions that Orange Man Bad is the second coming of Hitler that I think is completely asinine. So it's not that the fact they got their guns drawn that disturbs me, you know? Let's use that as an analogy, just metaphorically speaking. Their guns are drawn to do whatever is required to face down evil and not let something like the Third Reich ever happen again. Okay, great. Totally with you. You should have your guns drawn for that. You should be willing to put everything on the line for it. I would be with you. We could share a foxhole together. But then whenever you see who they think that is, I'm like, no, you're insane. And so that's what I mean by they are gaslit. And so they have their staunchest supporters so totally gaslit that this is an existential threat of authoritarianism, that they are forced now to commit what we would call political suicide. This is what James Carville is talking about. Because of the rabidness of their side and what they believe, they can't get away from these issues, and these issues are making them less and less and less popular. They're losing more and more and more voters and people who would be willing to picket for them, like be on their side. Not everybody's going to go vote, but people power is a thing, right? It can be. And they're losing all of that, and those people are coming to my side because they're finding out that we're not the monsters we've been painted to be, that we are egalitarian, that we do believe in an America that has a lot of representation. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. Just to die. There, got shot. That's a horrible way to go. I'm sorry. But I just need you for food. Are you still alive? Is that you out there? That's just cruel. Yeah, we can't. You'll die sometime tonight. You know, it's just how much pain you're in for how long. So that sucks.
Easy. Whoa.
So yeah, they're forced to be in these positions. And absolutely every rumor I hear from any vector I can find, including on the left, is that that the political left, we need words, man, for certain things. Like, I can't just refer to everybody as the left, because I hold different standards between the general population of voters and those who are in the media, who I think should be, because of their sources and connections, and that it's their job, you know, that they spend a lot of time in this, they should know more than your average voter who is busy making sure their kids are taken care of and working at whatever job they have that has nothing to do with research and trying to find out what's happening in DC, right? That the people whose job that is, they should know more. So I hold the media more accountable than the voter base. And then I hold the politicians most accountable of all. And I include the unelected bureaucrats in that. These people are inside the machine. They are the cogs. And they know exactly what they're doing and why, including when they're lying about stuff. So I don't have a good way to separate that out with different words. And I use a catch-all word like lefties, which works most of the time, but then whenever I want to separate this stuff out, it gets difficult. So I already done forgot what I was talking about, but I did want to acknowledge that I don't think we should hold these three categories of people in the same light. I have a lot more hope for your average liberal out there, and even I would even say this, and this is a pretty strong statement in my opinion. I can't hardly believe I'm saying it, but I would even have more hope for somebody who's a member of Antifa, who's just like a regular citizen, than I do for to become reformed and to have an eye-opening light bulb moment where they realize, holy smokes, they're all lying to me. I've seen that happen. Some of the strongest voices on the conservative side were former liberals or even former Marxists. Thomas Sowell was a Marxist. Larry Elder, very staunch liberal. Candace Owens, whole family history, worked for the Obama campaign, bought into all of it, you know, but eventually started realizing none of this shiznit's true, you know. And in some cases that happens with politicians too. I can't remember her name, but that the female representative from Arizona, she's not there anymore. She got voted out, but she was bisexual. She got blasted for wearing like thigh highs to Congress. She's real pretty. I can't think of her name now, but I think she was one of them. You know, she got in there and saw how this stuff worked and was like, holy smokes, I don't agree with this. And that's actually part of the reason why she's not there anymore. Christine Sinema. That was her name. Christine Sinema. And that dude from Virginia. They kind of like broke away and then they got primaried by the left. By the machine, you know. So they're no longer there. Anyway, I think the tack that I was going with was the result of what's happening here.
Yep.
How much time? Okay, we're coming up towards the end of the episode. I need to be paying attention where I'm going because we want to get back home. The result of what's happening here is that the left is politically, the political left is being forced to take the 20 side position of every 80% versus 20% issue in America. They're having to do that because the side that is still with them is so rabidly psyoped into false presuppositions that it's political suicide for them to not. That's the narrative they wrote for them, right? Now, as they do this, what's happening is that if you imagine, like there's a phrase out there, you can't hold the ocean in your fist, right? The harder they try to hang on to these people and the more that they have to continue taking this 20% side, the more voters they're losing. There's a lot, minority communities, broadly speaking, they are politically liberal because they've been, in my opinion, openly lied to successfully that the left is the only ones that'll take care of them and that the right hates them and wants to put them back on the plantation. But culturally speaking, they're actually very conservative. And I say minority because, I mentioned the plantation thing. This is not just black people. Indian people, Asian people, Hispanic people, they're all of them are culturally oftentimes, like way often, more conservative than your typical white family. So it's almost a misnomer that they're politically left. And so when you try to float an idea like allowing transgenders into women's spaces like locker rooms and bathrooms, black people are like, hell no, and Hispanic people are even worse. They're like, you want my son to become a girl? So when it comes to women in sports, the black people are fired up on that, and gender affirming care and trying to turn boys into girls, or vice versa. The Hispanics are really up in arms about that, and then the what do you call it? Like the sliding scale of who gets into college and who doesn't, instead of being merit based. The Asians and the Jews are like, no, we're not okay with that. Right? So you're losing all of these voters, and as you lose them, they become politically homeless, and they start digging and they start searching, and then they find out MAGA is not what you painted us to be, that we're a whole lot more welcoming and inviting, that our ideals actually align much more, culturally speaking, than they thought. And once you remove the danger idea, like we hate all of you because you're minorities, and you remove that, there's not a whole lot of stuff that we would be really at each other's throats about. And that has them coming to my side. And that's how you end up with Donald Trump
Arthur,
and a landslide victory.
are you busy, Arthur?
The left is, all they're doing is exposing themselves more and more and more for who I would tell you they have always been. This predates my farging birth. I'm almost 50 years old. The left has had a mask on for decades. This is who they've always been. So when you say something like I didn't leave the left left me, I understand you and I'm happy to hear it, but I am here to tell you you've been lied to probably your entire life. And they're getting exposed for who they are now and what we need, because I do not believe at all in like a one-party rule, is that we need a new DNC. We need, you should have voices of dissent, and you should have at least two sides, right? Iron sharpens iron. As long as you're both basically America first, to use that phrase, and you're both trying to help American citizens instead of prioritizing other nations' citizens, then that's healthy to have dissenting opinions and stuff like that and have arguments. So we need a new Democratic Party that is run by people that are not leftists, because leftists are authoritarians. They are pro-censorship. They are not okay with wrongthink.
Don't forget to go hunting, Mr. Morgan.
I will.
Well, the quality's a bit lacking. We won't get much for it.
Shut
Many
up.
thanks, Mr. Morgan.
You're welcome. So, it's just, man, it's just fun to watch it all happen. So whenever I see this unprecedented level of judicial interference, I really don't sweat it. I think these people are all exposing themselves, and we're going to be able to really put an end to this. Either they're going to get in line, or they're going to go to prison, or they're going to get disbarred. It's like that level of stuff. I don't have any evidence or proof or legal backing to be able to tell you to back that up. I just have, that's what I think is happening. We'll see how it pans out. All right, let's see what Arthur's physical condition is. Like, is he still average when we wake up? All I did was eat the stew, so he might not be. But after plussing up the camp, that stew's actually more nutritious than it has been. Let's take a look at the journal. Hold on. Do one thing at a time. We are underweight, so we will eat first and then take a look at the journal. All right, I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat 2 of those. I think that's blood on my jacket. We're gonna eat a bread roll. And what are you? Corned beef. Biscuit. Okay. I think that'll probably be good enough. We got cigarettes here. I guess I'll smoke a couple things just in order to clear this stuff off my table. So let's, where would you be at? Let's, I don't know if those are premium cigarettes or regular. Let's smoke one of these.
For the love of God, stop giving me that lost puppy look.
So, you're speaking to me at least.
Oh, it is always about your...
Okay, that was a regular cigarette, I think. Here's a cigar.
needs, isn't it? I have never known a woman with so many needs.
You don't know the first thing
Well,
about
I
a
mean,
woman's needs.
women in general have a lot of needs.
Are you even aware?
All right, chocolate bar. What about premium cigarettes? Smoke one of those.
On my head? The pressures I'm under?
If you'd only talk to me, I could help. I want to help you, Dutch, but there's this wall.
You
I feel
can't
bad for her,
help
man.
by leaving me alone so I can actually think for once.
Grab that.
You're a bastard, Dutch Vanderland.
Yeah, well, you're still with him. I don't know. I keep saying it, but it's like I can see both sides. He's not in a position. This is what I think. He's not in a position to talk right now. I don't know how to pick that up. Because he doesn't know what he thinks yet. He has to get it figured out in his head enough to even be able to bring it to her and express it in a way that she could actually have any impact. And to do that, he needs time and space and quiet. And she feels left out. And like he's cutting her out, and she's like, you know, a lot of times what you hear from, she just feels like she's there for bed play, probably, is what I'm guessing. Right. And that's just not the case. He just needs to be given some space. Now, I don't think it's incorrect for her to press a little bit, because a guy will kind of naturally forget. Guys are used to just having to be able to handle everything on their own. And the woman is there so that you don't have to. She's a burden sharer. That's kind of what she's made for. It's what she wants to do. My opinion, of course, right? So if you don't say a single word, there's actually kind of a good chance that he may just
But answer me this.
not ever say anything. He won't complain to you or
Is he an honest?
anything like that. But
I see it. He's
but she doesn't need to press and get, I guess, what I'd call maybe bitchy about it, like be mad and incensed and you're cutting me out. Now you're not being a help. Now it's about you. You're not helping me. You're demanding that I come and share everything with you so that you can feel good. That's not really an act of love, you know. So just my take on it. But let's go ahead and hit save. There we go. All right, guys, that's our Friday chill episode. I did not think that train robbery went well. We paid a lot of money for it. But maybe we can try it again in the future, and that we could possibly make that into our Friday thing. Although I do like talking with the camp. I kind of want to mix that in. But today I had to get through the first part of the day, so all we did was go and hunt for herbs for about the first half of the episode. So maybe we can do a little bit of this and that, you know, on Fridays. All right. Monday, I think we're going to be pressing the storyline forward again. We're going to go talk to Hosea. And that's the objective for Monday's episode. But, that's the end of this one. So again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thanks for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I'll see you in the next episode where the story continues.